2019 Kyrie Invitational. On the floor now, from the Bronx, our Sacred Lutheran High School, and from Blair, New Jersey, Blair Academy.
Specifically made for me. There's an airbag I want it to be obviously locked down, but once an airbag has to be functional. You obviously have the 360 traction. It's more dynamic, it's more fitted for my style of play. We added a strap. It's really about the tightness and the grip. Feel like the shoe won't ever come off. They really allow me to be hands-on, to be a creative child here, and implement my own style into my brand.
Fans, come check out the 2019 Kyrie Invitational apparel. Get your exclusive tees, hoodies, all the swag you could ever want right here on the main atrium. Check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in need of assistance this afternoon, please see the nearest usher. We'll be happy to help you.
Hoops fanatics, welcome to the Barclays Center, the home of the Kyrie Invitational. So this week, it was NBA legend Kobe Bryant calling this address home, at least for a night. Today, and actually all day, it will be Kazim Famuide, and I'm the voice, Bobby C, as we will call this our home, along with 6 of the best teams in the land when it comes to high school basketball, as you get a chance to watch the Kyrie Invitational. Kaz,
Bobby,
looking dressed to impress, my friend.
You know, I'm trying to dress for the occasion. You know, it's the holidays, it's Festivus, so happy Festivus for the rest of us, for all that you partake. But, man, there's no other place I'd rather be than right here in Brooklyn, New York City, the place where everybody, whether it's high school, college, pros, great hoops is always played in this arena. And I'm excited to be here, man. I can't wait to get it going.
Listen, if Kobe Bryant could sit courtside at this place, I'm pretty sure that you and I can.
Well, hopefully they'll take our credentials.
I think they might take our credentials. I'm still surprised that they actually gave us this courtside seat for this venue. I mean we might be good, but I don't know if we're this good.
Listen, we get the best seats in the house. We get paid for this. I can't believe we got paid to watch the great high school hoops of the nation right in front of us in an amazing arena with Kyrie Irving putting this on for the second year in a row. So shout out to him. First year as a Brooklyn Net. So I'm excited. There's a lot of stars in the making on the court that's going to be taking the court tonight. And I can't wait, Bobby. Let's get to it.
You know, Nike and Slam now collaborating for this. And the tagline for the event is, we all have to start somewhere, right? So the Barclays Center, the home of the Brooklyn Nets in the NBA, is a great place for these 6 teams. And 3 terrific matchups. Unfortunately, there are some injuries in the game so far today, which could affect, I think, some of the outcomes. But it will be great to see some of these players, maybe people that you don't know, but hopefully by the end of the day that you do know.
Yeah, absolutely. My man, 40 Ball Bree, the son of the great Sharif Abdul-Rahim of the Vancouver Grizzlies, Atlanta Hawks. His son is walking around with a walking boot right now, so he won't be playing today.
Injuries.
But, you know, there's a lot of great players on the court as well. My man, Jalen Bleeks on Blair Academy, as well as my man, Pasha Alexander, the bounciest guy in the gym.
St. John's, baby, St. John's. Cut in front of the string. It happens, folks.
It's going to be an exciting game, though, man. I'm kind of bummed that 40 Ball Bree won't be hooping tonight. But still, I think it's going to be a very competitive game, and it's anybody's guess who's going to take it.
And you got OSL out of the Bronx, probably one of the most underrated schools, I think. They've turned out some really great players in our first matchup, and definitely excited to see them. I got a chance, you know, one of their assistant coaches is C.J. Charles Jones, who played in the NBA. You might remember him from those LIU days, or even in the NBA when he played with the Chicago Bulls or the LA Clippers. And, you know, by being in this venue, folks, you actually get a chance to hear the best, I think, best PA announcer in the business, and that's Olivier Sodar, who will have the lineups here as a real treat for the kids.
Absolutely, man. And, you know, I remember playing in events like this and going to arenas and getting this big.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Barclays Center for the 2019 Kyrie Invitational.
Now just trying to make our way back to the seats here, folks.
are. But, yeah, speaking of big high school programs, man, the Patrick School will be playing in this tournament tonight. And I remember playing in these arenas with the big high school gyms. It's a welcome change playing in an NBA arena, a big arena like this. So I'm willing to see which one of these young kids are going to step up and really take to the big lights and the bright cameras of the Barclays Center, because it's very different. You know, there's a lot of depth perception.
And Kaz, this has got to be special for you, obviously having played college basketball, but also coming out of St. Pat's.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of incredible alumni from St. Patrick's / the Patrick School, but none more important than me. I'm just kidding.
No, but, man, you have some resume. I mean, I think it's impressive to be creative at Bleacher Report. You're founder, editor-in-chief of Stashed Magazine, and you've hosted podcasts like Flagrant 2 and Kaz in the Morning. I mean, you've got some great stuff on your resume, man.
Man, I appreciate that, bro. And of course, Slam is fam as always. Shout out to the Kaz and Vic Show. My girl Vic, at Count on Vic on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow her as well. But, you know, I love it here, man. And there's no bigger privilege that I have than be able to call a game from my former alma mater later tonight. So I'm extremely excited for that.
I've been doing this for so long, I actually called your college games at one point. So watched you go from an intern to the editor at The Source, all because of that great article that you did on Drake so many years ago.
Oh, yeah. And we brought Drake to our school, and he kind of blew up from there. And then it's been...
Giving a plug to Purchase College there.
Shout out to Purchase College all day, every day. Go Panthers. But, yeah, man, it was a crazy experience, crazy ride. Bobby, see, you actually used to call me the Prince.
The Prince Kasim from UWD.
The good old days of Purchase College, man. I don't want to age you. I don't want to put you on blast.
I feel like I'm looking good, man. As long as I'm okay with being the ageless wonder. I'm cool with that. That works for me.
I need to get on that no sugar diet you got going on, man. I know black don't crack.
Try to be in the NBA, man. That's like the trend. Guys go vegan, they go sugarless.
I know black don't crack, but that's if you don't use crack sugar. So,
listen, if Carmelo can still ball, I'm pretty sure that I might still be able to have some game here this afternoon, but we'll find out.
There's going to be no mellow slander on this broadcast, all right?
I'm just so disappointed that we don't get a chance to see Bree play in this game. I mean, he's out of Blairstown, New Jersey, 6'5", recently signed with the Virginia Cavaliers. He passed on some big schools like Arizona, Arkansas, Auburn, and Boston College. And in my opinion, I was going to talk to you in the pregame and say I thought that he might be the best player of the 3 games that are slated in the Kyrie Invitational, averaging 17.7 and 9.2 rebounds. Almost 3 assists a game and 1.7 blocks, too. Disappointing not to see him playing in this afternoon's matchup. But still some great players on the docket today for both OSL and Blair Academy.
Absolutely, man. Jalen Blake, point guard. He's wearing number 2 for Blair Academy. He's a guy who's an easy bucket, quick as a hiccup, fastest guy on the court, most likely. On the other side of Our Savior Lutheran, they got a kid named Posh Alexander, Very, very bouncy. And off the first shot,
I will definitely give you the lineups here as we go along. Posh, of course, heading to St. John's. So Blair Academy in the navy with the white trim. OSL in the whites today with the maroon and the gold. They swing it around on the left side, back up to the top of the key. Blair Academy with some great ball movement here, Kaz. And looking for the first basket. They find it.
Now, if I remember anything about Blair Academy, I played against them when I was in high school. But I know
that was Luke Collegier, by the way.
Shout out to Luke Collegier. They're a very well-coached organization. They always move the ball. There's never one guy where it sticks. And they play together. Easy bucket right there.
And that is Max Amundsen.
Amadusin. Oh, and another block.
Big fella throws it down, kicks it back outside. Jalen Blake's is number 2. Might be the best player now that Bree is out of this matchup in the walking boot. And if you're wondering what happened to him, he's got a bone bruise. He'll be out for at least 2 weeks. There goes Alexander out ahead of the pack, looking to get it done and draws the foul.
Now you got to look at Alexander. He's built. He is built he looks like like he's about to play fullback for the Giants tomorrow, man. But the dude can get up. He's got rockets in his shoes, man. If you haven't seen this guy on a fast break, you're in for a treat.
All 5 starters for OSL have been offered by St. John's.
Oh, well, you know what? If there's anything that St. John's needs to do is to absolutely stay and make sure that the best players in New York stay in New York. If you want to get St. John's back to the promised land like we want them to be, starting at Our Savior Lutheran isn't a bad place to start.
And Alexander, of course, as we just mentioned, is committed to St. John's, and his teammate Dylan Wusu, number 3, is also committed as well. Alexander at the charity stripe. Bringing it back is Michael O'Connell. He might be the best lacrosse player in the country, and offered to go to Maryland to play lax, but he wants to play college basketball.
Well, you know what? When you're playing 2 sports, when you're at a place like Blair Academy that not just offers a great basketball program, but a great lacrosse program as well, it can be tough. It can be difficult to play, to pick a sport.
And Max with another basket, number 35 for OSL.
We got some movement right here from deep. Oh, that was
my
wet.
goodness, from the top of the key for Blair.
Big man Gak.
A.K. Gak from downtown.
I love to see a guy stretch the floor, especially at that height.
There's Dylan Wusu into the corner for Alexander. Puts it on the floor with the right hand. Steps up into the lane. Another whistle will take it back the other way.
We're going the other way. I think we might have got a moving screen over there.
And Max called for that one.
You got to look at the build of Jalen Blake's, man. The kid has shoulders as wide as Dwight Howard, so it's going to be hard to, if you're guarding a guy like that, it's hard to get into his pocket. It's hard to. Oh,
Kolacek throws it down.
On his head.
And the sharpshooter power forward, he's going to Yale next year, comes up with a big play here in the first. Posh Alexander dishes.
Woo!
This time cannot
we got
flush
some real
it.
high school action right now. I like to see
and
this.
And the hook shot in the lane is no good.
And Blair Academy's back on the run, looking to add to their lead.
That is Silas Sunday, number 24. He lost it. The left-hander there from number 2. That's Jaquan Sanders.
Posh Alexander with the tip in.
Back comes O'Connell. He'll spot up, trying to drain the jump shot. No good. Flying in out of nowhere was number 2, Blake's.
My goodness.
And Jalen played USA basketball. He's a junior. He's been looked at by some big schools out of the Big East and the Ivy League.
Let me tell you something. If that kid is taking that to the Ivy League into Yale, they're going to be really happy with him.
And Kolacek fires for the 3, no good. And the foul right there, tipped in by number 5. That's Kyle Cuff Jr. Crazy athlete, good defender. You might remember the name if you're a Big East fan because his dad played at St. John's.
Oh man, a lot of St. John's flavor in here. I love to see.
And rejected.
I love to see the Red Storm getting back local and getting the good players from around the nation. And here we go, right on cue again.
Only a sophomore, also being looked at by some mid-major schools. Been offered 2, and a blocking foul.
Now, if I'm looking at our Savior Lutheran, Blair Academy has beaten them on the break at least 4 times in the opening minutes of this game. I think they got to get somebody back on defense and stop crashing the boards because they're giving up way too many easy buckets. And now they're getting their ones. Kyle Cuff Jr. with conventional three-point play.
Is good. Folks, you can watch this game on Twitter, Facebook, and the Slam highlights on YouTube. We'll be with you all day long. 3 games live from the Barclays Center. Courtside is Kaz and Babby C.
Yes, sir.
Babby C.
You already know what it is.
That's what they call me.
Starting to fill in here in the Barclays Center. Day off from school. Got a lot of kids in the building.
Tickets went on sale for this on December 6th, as we mentioned, and, free.
Listen, there's
you just had to reserve some tickets, but it's a sellout. Nike doing some job with this event.
Let me tell you something. A sellout is a sellout, bro. We was here a couple of weeks ago for Duce Palooza, sold this place out. And let me tell you something. When this place gets rocking, it's an amazing place to be at, man. Especially for some high school hoops. Got a timeout.
Breaking the action. The first game, of course, OSL and Blair Academy. Our Savior Lutheran out of New York and the Bronx. Kaz and Blair Academy out of New Jersey. The 4 p.m. game will have the South Shore Girls versus Newman Goretti. So you got New York versus Pennsylvania, that matchup. And the big one tonight, the 6 p.m. game, as you mentioned, the Patrick School taking on Roselle out of New Jersey.
Man, I've been looking forward to this game all week. Seeing the Patrick School, one of the top 10 teams in the country. Kid Jonathan Kaminga, Noah Farrakhan, 2 absolute studs in the high school realm. Can't wait to see them take on Roselle campus tonight. Shout out to Coach Chavanis as well, leading those kids.
Fans were able to use the Nike Plus app with the membership. They got exclusive benefits for signing up and being part of the game, all at Nike.com.
Oh my goodness, do we get those Kyries? I mean,
I'm hoping we can get some sneakers. Yeah, that would be pretty good.
But Nike, let me get some feet, man. I'm telling you, it goes on my fin too. I see the light blues.
So this event in its second year provides high school players, local high school players, an opportunity to play on an NBA hardwood.
Ooh, in and out, cross, pass over.
And I think this experience, of course, is so valuable to them, especially for getting a chance to play in front of college coaches. There'll be plenty of them here today in attendance. Scholarships could be up for grabs. OSL.
Absolutely. And let me tell you something, man. Like, playing in a high school gym and playing in an NBA gym is two very different experiences, especially when it's not as packed as usual. That depth perception behind the backboard, that can really throw you off sometimes, especially if you're a shooter.
Lots of action here in the first. It's a 12-7 game, and Blair Academy is on top in this one. They've had some really good outside shooting so far. This guy has got some handle. Kolajay misfires, though, this time. And back for OSL.
You know, you can see it in a player. You can see a guy who's oh, baby. That's a great follow-up right there by the big fella.
Silas Sunday.
Oh, my goodness. Watch your head.
And here comes Alexander.
Finish
the
it with
reverse. And OSL is back within one. 3:35 to play here in the first. They trail 12-11.
The reverse fillet by Posh Alexander. St. John's commit.
Now, Silas's dad was a professional boxer. He's 7'2", 290 pounds.
Well, you can tell by that reach advantage that he has. I mean, he looks like he's got the box genes. And we got a fast break.
And Dylan Wusu with the finish.
Easy lay by Dylan Wusu.
Coaching staff was saying that he is the heart and soul of the team, Dylan Wusu.
Well, see, you can tell by the way he guards up on defense. He's taking the opportunity to guard Jalen Blake.
Aben Saduku, a 10th grader, wearing number 11 on that rebound. Alexander will step up around the charity stripe and another whistle. So Silas Sunday, number 23, number 11, Sadiku. Number 3 is Wusu. Alexander, of course, wearing number 5. And Jaquan Sanders, combo guard, wearing number 2. He's been looked at by Creighton, Seton Hall, Hofstra, Michigan, UMass, some big names.
Big names, big schools.
OSL in the white. Alexander looking to inbound. Blair Academy will counter with their 5, so they've got.
I can't get over Jalen's wingspan.
Yeah,
man.
Blake's is on the ball, number 2.
Yeah, his arm.
O'Connell, number 3.
Standing straight up.
Luell Mannion is number 20, trying to get in there to intercept. 24, we already mentioned, is A.K. Gack. And number 5, Kyle Cuff Jr. So those are the players on the floor for both teams. A little over 2.5 minutes to go here in the first.
I feel like
first of 3 matchups.
I feel like our Xavier Lutheran needs to kind of settle each other down right now. They're getting a little razzled, trying to make the big play. Another turnover right there. Jalen Blake's taking a coast-to-coast kick ball. I feel like our Xavier Lutheran is going off a lot of adrenaline right now. I feel like they need to calm down and trying to make too many highlight plays. The big home run assist instead of the hockey assist sometimes. Sometimes you need to make the nice pass to get the better pass. But you feel like they could be more in control of this game.
Blair sent in Carnegie Johnson, Kaz, making his first appearance. Off the inbound. And Mannion, they swing it around. There is O'Connell, who'll step up and fire the jump shot, this time a bit short. Rebounded by Alexander. Here comes OSL over the tick-tock. Now on the right side thinking about it to Wusu, but he'll spot up and fire from 3. That one can. In and out.
In and out.
Iron unkind on that shot. And Gack, right side. Back to Johnson, who just checked in. O'Connell on the left wing, guarded closely by Wusu. Gets the pick. O'Connell can shoot. Again, a great lacrosse player. Lacrosse, such a tough sport. You know how much athleticism he probably has to play basketball.
Oh, for sure. And, you know, he's a little undersized for the forward position, but he looks like a tough kid, man. He's not taking no mess from everybody else. I mean, just looking at the size of the OSL players, they just look so much bigger than Blair Academy. But they got some lacrosse guys, they got some tough guys on their team, and they're not backing down.
I live in the same neighborhood where OSL is in the Bronx.
All right,
Morris
BX.
Park, yeah.
Shout out to Decent.
A lot of these guys actually going to the 2-4 where I hang out.
Hear that?
Pretty cool to see him here at the Barclays. What a spin
with the
move.
spin, cross, drop, and Blair's on the break.
And now Johnson leading the pack. Tried to connect with his teammate O'Connell, and it will go out of bounds.
Now, I love the game of Posh Alexander, but I think he needs to settle in just a little bit. I think he needs to get his guys more involved. I know he's the star. I know he's the main man on his team. And now I think he's sensing it. He's starting to take care of the team and get the team a little settled down.
And Wusu trying to step up and take it to the 10. OSL is coached by Peter Way. We had mentioned Charles Jones as an assistant for this program. We got a chance to talk with the coaching staff, and they talked about their motto of build and destroy. That's a pretty good motto.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when it comes to these teams, man, you have to have, and that's a great tip pass over there by OSL. You have to have a mantra. You have to have something that you can all buy into and believe in. Because it's real easy to get caught up in the social media. It's real easy to get caught up in the highlights and everything.
Intercepted by Wusu. And there is Alexander. Touchdown.
Posh Alexander, man, he has a lot of I might
has the lead now.
I might date myself with this reference, but Posh has a lot of Levance Fields in his game. Guy out of Pittsburgh, stocky, strong, gets to the hoop. Tough kid.
Well, the coaching staff talked about what to do after the moment and how you should take care of the basketball. These are some of the tips and pointers that they've given their student athletes. And I think the biggest thing about these games is the opportunity for, again, scholarships and being able to play college basketball, being put front and center in a venue like this, and what you're going to do with it.
Absolutely.
About seizing that opportunity.
And let me tell you, I went to a school in St. Patrick's that was highly touted, and people think that the only way you can get a college scholarship is to be the one taking all the shots and trying to dunk, trying to make these highlight plays. Like, no, these college guys know hoops, and if you're doing your job, you can find yourself with a scholarship. If you're setting screens, if you're getting rebounds, if you're playing hard defense, if you're making the right play, you can go to college for free just by playing the right way. You don't got to be a superstar to make it.
And Kyrie Irving has done an incredible job with his philanthropy. This is something that Kyrie has really always prided himself on. He partnered with his godfather, who also played in the NBA, Ron Strickland, to start a Nike Youth League in the South Bronx.
Woo! Jalen Blakes from deep. Give me all three of those. OSL tries to answer, and Posh Alexander with a rebound.
Alexander with the finish.
And finish.
Blair Academy.
We got about 15 seconds left in the first quarter. Blair looks like they're going to hold for one, or not.
And the scoop shot off the rim.
Looks like we're going to jump it up. Possession arrow. Possession arrow blue. Blair Academy's going to get the ball.
Number 11.
Blair Academy's going to get the ball with 6 seconds left. Let's see what Coach dials up. A little bit of confusion over there between the refs and the coaches. But Blair will inbound the ball. They got a box of 4. Jalen Blakes for 3. In and out. 2 seconds left. Josh Alexander from 3-quarter court.
That would have been some shot by Posh to end the quarter. So at the end of 1 quarter of action, OSL up by a basket. They lead 17-15 here at the 2019 Kyrie Invitational, courtside with Kazim Famuide. I'm Bobby C.
Yes, sir. You got Posh Alexander leading the way with 9 points, 3 rebounds. He's been everywhere tonight. He's trying to get his teammates involved, but he's got a lot of putbacks, rushing to the hoop, getting a lot of rebounds, and keeping his team with the lead.
You know, we did still want to highlight a little bit more about Bree not playing in this game just because he is such an incredible player. You mentioned the 40-ball Bree tag, you know, being a volume scorer and one of the top 40 players in this recruiting class.
Yeah,
I think it's just impressive to have some big names in the matchup, and always disappointed, especially for the fans, when they miss out on an opportunity to see a player like that. But I think the thing you have to love, Kaz, is you have to love the fact that he's here being supportive of his teammates. We got a chance to talk to him in the pregame about what he expects to see, and he was most excited to see Jalen Blake's kind of get an opportunity to get more touches in this game because he's not playing in the game.
Yeah, I agree. I saw him in warm-ups. He wasn't pouting. He's in the huddle right now, making sure that he's involved and not letting the fact that he's not suited up distract from the fact that this team needs him. So, you don't have to be on the court to be a contributor to your team, and that's what really shows what kind of leader you are, and that's kind of what shows why Virginia's getting a great stud next year. I mean, if you look back in the day, man, I always called Virginia the new Duke, because Virginia, they don't just get people one and done. They get guys that go there that are smart kids that are going to stay in that program for 2 or 3 years and then go and become productive professionals at the next level. So I think Virginia really got a good one with 40-ball Bree.
Blair Academy has won 4 New Jersey State Prep championships in the past 10 years, and they've really been trying to separate themselves both in the state and nationally. They've had some really notable alums in the NBA, Luol Deng, Charlie Villanueva, Charlie V. I think Royal Ivey, too. I mean, he's become a guy that maybe now the youngsters know from being an assistant coach with the Knicks, but he played in the NBA and was one of the team's notable alums over the years.
Shout out to Royal Ivey. I mean, he might be more memorable for that legendary Hakeem Warwick dunk in the March Madness, but, he is an assistant coach of the New York Knicks, trying to turn that thing around over at the Garden. And I remember actually playing against Luol Deng and Charlie Villanueva back in the day. I was a sophomore. They were seniors, 2 McDonald's All-Americans. That was probably the heyday of Blair Academy, and probably the best players that they've had since 40-ball Bree and Jalen.
They come into this matchup too, Kaz, and they are undefeated. And Bree was telling me that he thought that OSL would be their biggest challenge so far, as Alexander continues to do damage here in the first quarter.
It's like anytime Posh wants to get into the paint, he's getting there, man. There's nobody on Blair Academy that can stay in front of him. He's too quick. He's too strong. He's either going to get to the free throw line or he's going to get a bucket. St. John's got them a good one.
And Blair Academy, too, comes into the matchup as the reigning state and league champions, and no team in school history had done that before.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
so they're trying to follow up. It's like the sequel to a great season.
I hear that.
Alexander connects on the free throw.
Now, you got to show love to the Bronx all day, every day, man, especially our Savior Lutheran. They got 4 studs on the team. Maximum Edwards, Jaquan Sanders, Dylan Wusu. All 4 of these guys.
I mentioned all of the 5 starters offered by St. John's. 2 of them going to St. John's, so they want to stay together, play together. That's Wusu and Alexander.
You don't really see that as much anymore, man. Like, a lot of guys that probably want to team up with their AAU teammates or guys that they see on Instagram or whatever that they're friends with. But, baby!
Buddies. He tried to cop the jam. That's Kyle Cuff Jr.
Watch your head, Kyle Cuff Jr. My goodness. I would have ran on the court if he would have finished that. I would have ran on the court if he would have finished that. Like this is Dykeman or Rucker.
And Kyle Cuff Jr. built for this stage. He's been locked in so far, like his teammates, despite trailing by 3. OSL on top, 18-15. Of course, as soon as I say he's locked in, he misses the free throw.
Let me tell you, man, these are the type of games. I mean, it's been a sandpaper game so far, man. Just very tight, very snug. And these are the type of things that separate the winners from the losers. These free throws, they're free for a reason. You got to hit them. Second one is good by Kyle Cuff Jr. 6 points so far.
Sanders has also checked back in for OSL. That pass nearly intercepted. They'll try to regroup here, put it in the corner. Alexander running and gunning along the baseline. Big fella now with the tip in. Silas Sunday.
Posh Alexander just seems to float in the air when he goes to the rim, man. It's like he has that extra second that the rest of us don't have.
And Kyle Cuff back to work. Cash tried the glass on this one, picked up by Silas. Sanders now on the right wing, steps up into 2-point territory, dishes on the left. Good coverage there.
Solid screen.
Defensively by O'Connell, but comes around the screen and buries the trifecta.
Sudoku from deep.
Sadiku, I believe.
Sadiku,
Yep, he's only a 10th grader, too.
Oh, 10th grade. My goodness.
Only a 10th grader.
Oh, he's going to be a monster. You can tell by those limbs, he's going to be a monster, man. And that was a pro move right there. Coming off the screen, hitting from near NBA range. 10th grade. I'll sign up for that for 2 more years.
His second, T6.
Michael O'Connell Jr.
back up top for Blair Academy. Yep. Cola J.
Jalen from deep. A little bit short, gets his own rebound. No boxing out from OSL real quick. You got to box out. Everybody just wants to run and grab those highlight rebounds. Just put your butt on somebody.
6 minutes to the break. Cola J, the power forward. Great pass. And for Blair, a.k.a. Gak, is fouled on the play.
That was a great inside pass by Luke.
Silas Sunday called for the foul, Cass.
You know, I'm really impressed by this kid, Luke, man. Caught a body on his first possession, making these really good inside passes that a lot of big men don't seem to make until they're on the next level. And he's got his man on the free throw line. Hits the first one by Gak. You remember Gak back in the day, Nickelodeon?
I do.
Yeah, they had the little...
I don't know if the kids that are listening to this game
Nah,
would,
they definitely don't. Yeah.
But I do remember.
We for sure aged ourselves. Well, I aged myself just now. My goodness.
Alexander gets it back. He'll bring it over the tick-tock.
Ooh, in and out, cross, pass.
And the baseline runner is good.
What a
OSL. Maximus Edwards, the high flyer.
Posh Alexander with the dime. My goodness.
Max getting looked at by Hofstra, UMass, UConn. And the lefty can play. No doubt about it.
Yeah, man. He's got a lot of springs in his step.
Cola J sets the screen. Blake's now going strong in the basket. The foul by O'Connell is good.
You know, Blake's has gotten a lot of looks at the rim, and he just can't finish, but his teammates have been picking him up a lot.
5-point game. Blair Academy trails 25-20. OSL on top.
Ooh,
and the jumper makes it a 7-point game.
Jaquan Sanders with a tough shot.
Tickles the twine. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Yes, sir.
Coming up on 5 minutes here in the second quarter of our first matchup from the Kyrie Invitational, courtside live from the Barclays Center. You can watch this game pretty much on all the social media channels. Slam and Nike collaborating to make today possible on the stream.
Absolutely.
And this is the wave of the future, Kaz. This is how games will be broadcast. I'm not trying to knock, you know,
the big
actual
guys.
Cable television, but
listen,
at some point, I don't know if TVs will be, you know, something that you have. I think just the different devices.
You know, I look at my phone way more than I look at my TV screen. And Jaquan Sanders, some deep short arms.
Three.
But, you know, this is the future right here. Slam is fan.
Ooh, Cola J couldn't hold on to it. Tries to save it. There's O'Connell. Look at that athleticism.
With the scoop and the hoop.
Back to a 5-point game, 27-22. Alexander throws up the deuce, calling out the plays like a good point guard should. You know, Alexander.
You got that coach calling out blue, and I'm assuming that's just code for get back into man-to-man.
Jaquan Sanders giving it up. Alexander to the big fella, gets it back. Posh Alexander in the lane. The running one-hander. And Silas Sunday with the finish.
My goodness. Posh, you know, sometimes the best assist is just getting the ball on the rim. When you got a guy like Silas who's that big and that wide and that girthy, that's going to get so many rebounds. Sometimes that is the best look you can get him.
And using all of his 7'2" frame to make that one happen.
Oh, yeah.
Blair Academy can't get that one to go down, and back the other way comes OSL. Hop step, little.
Wow, my goodness gracious.
Second effort there by Edwards.
Maximus Edwards. He had his head at the rim right there.
Sudoku just missed, but Edwards there to save the day.
Edwards, man, he's had 2 plays where I'm sure he was looking down at the rim when he got those rebounds. That kid, oh, to be young and athletic.
Blair Academy will take a timeout.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed about Blair Academy is that their full court press has not really slowed down OSL, but it's sped them up. And when you're pressing a guy like Posh Alexander, who's got handles for days, I mean, you're just begging him to make plays on the fast break, and that's what he's been doing.
So, Kaz, this venue, I think, is one of my favorite, having covered the NBA now for quite some time. This venue is one of my favorite NBA arenas in the association today. It opened up back in 2012. Most fans, I think, would say it's a much better place to watch basketball, but it's hosted things like the Islanders of the NHL, concerts, conventions, and other sporting events. I know one of our producers on the broadcast, Jason Aaron, has done plenty of boxing out of the Barclays Center.
Absolutely.
But today it is the premier home of high school basketball. You and I have spoke really a lot at length about how much high school basketball might be actually taking over. It might be crazy to say this, but it's becoming more popular than college basketball.
I'll tell you this, man. Between sites like Slam Online, Slam_high school, and the bevy of other Instagram accounts that focus solely on high school hoops, that's not wrong. I mean, like, you got kids coming into college with 1 million followers on Instagram already, with these huge cult-like followings. And of course, you want to follow them into college. So it's been crazy to see. It's been like kind of like the wild, wild west as far as like this coverage is concerned. But I mean, I'm just a huge fan of high school hoops, especially how far it's come. I remember my sophomore year in high school was the first time LeBron James played on ESPN, and now you got his son, Bronny James, who has like 10 games on ESPN. So it's gotten so huge, so crazy. And just as a hoops junkie, I love it, man. It's fantastic.
Yeah, you see LeBron actually charter a flight in between NBA games with the Lakers to go see his son play, Bronny James. That just happened like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And how many actual memes on social media or pics have we seen of guys like Dwayne Wade watching their son?
Yeah. I mean,
his wife, you know, I mean, it's just incredible.
Aside from them being just legendary basketball players and superstar athletes, I just love the fact that, like, it's cool to be a sports dad right now. It's cool to be the guy. That's a great shot right there.
Cola J for three.
Cola J, my big man Luke. I'm a big fan of this kid's game. It's really cool to see all the supportive dads just going to be there and watching their sons play, whether they're freshmen, sophomore, juniors. I mean, it's cool to be on the red. Here we go.
And
whoa, baby, meet me at the rim.
You end up with the block on both sides. Cola J,
Maximus Edwards.
OSL's, Edwards on that finish. Can he get the basket too?
And we're gonna
around the cylinder. So
rare in high school basketball. You got
off.
a guy like 7'2". You're gonna get some offensive goaltending. But Maximus Edwards, my goodness.
Jaden Williams has checked in for Blair Academy, number 14.
This kid Maximus Edwards is going to hit his head on the backboard before the end of the game. I guarantee it. That's 2 plays in a row.
So Cola J with a block, Edwards with a block, and no baskets on both sides. 32-25 is the score. OSL in the lead. Cola J again trying to throw down the jam. There was Silas Sunday defensively in the interior.
That would have been the second time he threw it on his head.
Wusu to Edwards into the corner now, left baseline. Good pass. And the big fella, Silas Sunday.
My goodness.
Coaching staff was saying that he actually might be the best passer on the team. That time comes up with the score. And Blair Academy returns the favor with Kyle Cuff Jr. on the basket.
Well, you know, it's great. It's easy to be a great passer when you're as athletic as kid Maximus Edwards is. He's got like 5 seconds to decide where he wants to pass when he jumps in the air. Right on cue.
Edwards fires. O'Connell on the rebound. Edwards steps back up. O'Connell brings it over the timeline now on the left side. Blair Academy on the offensive. Cola J into the corner.
J with the pass.
This will be a three if it goes. A little short. Kyle Cuff Jr. trying to fire that one.
There we go.
And good fast break there as OSL on the finish. Jaquan Sanders.
Jaquan Sanders, another kid I've had my eye on during this game. Great finish right there. And another great assist by Maximus Edwards. Ooh, step back, 3-ball.
Gat just misfired.
Another rebound by Maximus Edwards. Another great pass to the big fella, Silas. Finish that.
Very nice. Very nice play from Edwards to Sunday for 2.
That's the 3rd straight assist by Maximus Edwards. This kid is making plays happen on both ends of the court.
That opens up an 11-point lead. Good defense there. It might be 13 after this finish. Yes, it is. OSL large and in charge as we close out the second quarter. They lead 40-27.
Biggest lead of the game right here. I love how OSL got settled down and really started to lock in on defense. And this right here is when they start to miss a man Bree. the son of Sharif Abdur-Rahim of the NBA. They need a basket. They need somebody to go out there and score. And when you're missing a 5-star recruit like that, it's going to be glaring in times like this.
I love the coverage that Slam has had for all of these high school profiles, whether it's the teams or the individual players. And now, even though we don't get a chance to see Bree in the game today, they did a great profile on him about how he didn't really have a chance to see his dad play in the association, because by the time that he had hung up his kicks 12 years in, he was only 6 years old, so he doesn't really remember much of his NBA career.
Beautiful air, man. Now, let me tell you something, man. When it comes to biggest lead of the game right now for OSL.
All right, folks, so 1:10 left here in the second quarter. Kazim Famuide and Bobby C. courtside, the 2019 Kyrie Invitational live from the Barclays Center on all of our Slam channels.
Shout out to
those that are
everybody
watching on YouTube.
Shout out to everybody tuning in on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Slam Online on Twitter.
Blair Academy in the Navy. They have possession. O'Connell at the top.
O'Connell.
That'll be a 2 if it goes. Actually, would have been a 3.
Would have been a 3, yeah. That's a pro 3. Would have been a pro 2. High school 3, though. Now, if you're Blair Academy right now, you got to settle down a little bit. You can't try and take it all in one play. You don't got to go for the kill shot threes. Don't go for the, try and get it all back in one possession. Just get a stop. Try and cut it to single digits before the half is up. And then
Colajay continues to do damage here in the first half, Kaz.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of Colajay. Very versatile game. 6'9" forward, senior, going to Yale. Soft touch.
Must be a smart kid, too.
Oh, yeah.
So Dylan Wusu with the handle on the crossover.
Dylan Wusu with an easy bucket.
He wanted the foul, too.
It just looks like OSL just so much physically, just has such a physical advantage over Blair Academy. They just get everything they want inside. Whether it's a guard, big men, swing men, doesn't matter. Oh my goodness.
That'll be a goaltending, though, so the basket will count.
And you know what? Sometimes you got to get that goaltending. Sometimes you got to send that message. So what? So what are you going to get an easy layup?
Luell Mannion will get the score. He'll be credited for the 2, number 20.
There's something mental about seeing the ball go into the hoop. And even if you get the goaltend, sometimes it does a lot better than just letting them see that ball go into the basket. So not mad at Maximus Edwards for that goaltender right there, especially on this big, huge run to close out the half.
Sanders back to Wusu, number 3. He'll come around the screen set by Silas Sunday. And
great defense.
That was good defense. 9 seconds to play here in the quarter. Checking in for Blair will be number 25, and that's Kevin Dittman. His first appearance.
Oh, we're getting real physical down there. Getting physical between Silas and Gak. Excuse me, Mannion.
Mannion, yep, Luau. So Sanders will inbound from the baseline, number 2 for OSL. Silas Sunday grabs it and puts it up. Can't finish. 4.8, another whistle.
It's going the other way for Blair Academy, and I think they're going to shoot 2. Are they in the bonus? It's going to be a 1-and-1 right now.
So the foul was on Sadiku.
Blair's catching a break right
Sadiku,
now.
number 11.
Blair's catching a break right now, being able to put some points on the board, cut it to single digits before heading into halftime.
Luau will be at the line. This will be a 1-and-1. 4.8 seconds to go. Second quarter. First matchup of 3 here at the Kyrie Invitational, live from the Barclays. Final seconds. No basket. Foul with 1 second to go.
1 second left. It's going to be Blair Academy ball at half court.
Kyle Cuff Jr.
Coach is
Not
calling
a lot of time here. Colajay.
And they won't get a shot off. At the half,
That'll do it at the end of 2. So a dominating half of basketball for OSL. They lead 42-31. Halftime here at the Barclays Center, the home of the Brooklyn Nets and the home of the Kyrie Invitational, where 6 of the top teams are playing this afternoon and evening. Kazim Famuide, Bobby C, courtside.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mentioned it in the pregame. Hopefully the fans kind of understood where I was coming from, but you had Kobe Bryant sitting courtside just a couple of days ago, and his daughter is actually, I think she's 13 now, one of the top players on the high school.
The Mambasita.
Yeah, Mambasita on the high school circuit, and he was kind of giving her some pointers about the game of basketball. I'm pretty sure Kobe knows a thing or two about.
I think so. I think he knows something. Yeah.
And we talked about, I think, how Kyrie has been such an important player for the young generation. I actually think that he has really changed the game like some of the other guards in the NBA. This has become such a guard-driven game where the handle and the three-point shot have dominated the NBA game, and that has trickled down to both the college and the high school game.
Absolutely. I mean, Kyrie Irving is one of the most diversely talented point guards you've ever seen because, you know, growing up, if you're a point guard, all you had to do was get the big men involved, get the swing men involved, run the break. But now you got to be able to score. And Kyrie, with the Mamba mentality that he's approached the game with, been able to just absolutely, between guys like himself and many other point guards that have come into the NBA, the entire league is tailored around these type of guards, that they're able to score, be able to break down defenses, being able to assist, everything. So a lot of these kids look up to Kyrie Irving and everything that he's done, especially with the Kyrie Invitational.
Kaz, do you think that NBA fans should have been cognizant of the fact that maybe he was going to come to the Brooklyn Nets when he decided to host the first annual Kyrie Invitational right here at the Barclays Center?
Well, I know how much those Madison Square Garden rents are, so I can assume why they wouldn't do that. But, I mean, it shouldn't be that big of a surprise, man. Like, Kyrie always has had an affinity for the Nets organization. Even as a high schooler at St. Patrick's, he's always had an affinity for this franchise. And, you know, as a fellow Knicks fan, I was a little disappointed that he didn't come to New York. But when you come to this arena, you see how cultural it is. It doesn't feel, you know, people always say like there's the tradition in New York. And I think the good thing about Brooklyn is that it doesn't have that. It's something new. It's something fresh. There's culture here. There's Coogee designs by Biggie on the court. There's dances. They got a Jay-Z banner up in the rafters, man. Like, they don't have that in the Garden. So if you're Kyrie Irving, if you're trying to start a new generation of basketball culture in New York City, why wouldn't you want to do it in Brooklyn, New York?
And last year when he was playing with the Celtics, he still made his way to come for the first annual Kyrie Invitational, which makes sense. He actually had his Instagram model girlfriend too, Chantel Jeffries, here. I don't know if she'll be back, but I'm very much hoping so.
Well, I hope she's here too, because not only is she a very talented DJ, she's not bad to look at as well. But, I mean, Kyrie, man, he's so tied in to everything that the Patrick School does at St. Patrick's, including Coach Savanis is over there right now. Now, when Kyrie Irving was at St. Patrick's, Kevin Boyle, who is the head coach at Mount Vernon right now, was the head coach. But Chris Savanis has been one of the most integral and inspirational stories and people that have watched over St. Patrick's throughout the years. So they've maintained a great relationship throughout these years. And now, just to see him create this incredible environment for high school basketball in the tri-state area, I think it's fantastic.
And Kyrie has done so much for the Patrick School. I mean, paying tuition for a 6th student at his alma mater, funding renovations for the gym. And now, I think an event like this, which really showcases some of the top talent in high school basketball, speaks volumes again about what he's trying to accomplish off the court.
Yeah, and if you talk to Kyrie for 5 seconds, you know that his life is bigger than basketball. You know, it's bigger than what happens between these 92 feet on an NBA court. He wants to leave a lasting legacy, an impression that, you know, goes way beyond just how many points he scores or how many championships he wins. You know, you talk to any of those kids in Hillside, New Jersey, and they speak glowingly about Kyrie. He's like a folk hero over there, you know what I mean? He's the guy who made it out and didn't just make it out. He came back because, you know, I know the type of I knew the type of situation that the Patrick school was in before Kyrie got in there and, you know, put his money in his mouth and his influence behind it. So, I mean, it's not that hard to say or imagine where this program would be without Kyrie's involvement.
And the Nets have been doing pretty good, actually, without Kyrie. I mean, he's been out with an injury. Last night, another big performance by the team and a comeback. And to see Spencer Dinwiddie filling in pretty admirably for Kyrie Irving, I think, is pretty cool to see. And they're doing it without Kyrie and Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this, man. Spencer Dinwiddie, if he's not at the All-Star game in Chicago, the voting's rigged, because that guy has been just dominating for the Brooklyn Nets, putting up close to 25 a game in his last 10-game stretch. Most teams losing a guy like Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant would derail their entire season, but the Brooklyn Nets haven't just survived, they've thrived. So, I mean, between Dinwiddie and then getting Kyrie back, hopefully in the future, the Brooklyn Nets, I think, are going to make a lot of noise when it comes to June.
This tournament definitely a commitment to New York City basketball, and I think hoops culture in general, and that's something that Nike also prides itself on, having an event like this that showcases all this young talent, and you also get a chance to see some great sneakers culture too. You know, I mean, I think the Kyrie 3s are pretty cool. I love the 5s and the 6s too.
Oh yeah.
Excited to see the different sneakers that we might see in the games this afternoon and evening.
Listen, I'm not just saying this because we're at the Kyrie Invitational, but I mean, like, when it comes to signature lines, the Kyrie Classic has absolutely taken over as far as like one of the most signature lines in basketball. You know what I mean? Like, from the Kyrie 2s and on, all the sneakers have been crazy. The colorways, the style, the comfort, you know, not just being able to wear them on the court, but you can wear them out. You know, like, I love me some Kyries. They're comfortable, they're great. And, you know, it's been, especially when it comes to Nike and everything that they do to, you know, nurture high school hoops. You know what I mean? They make sure that they get the best talent from all over the country, not just in the tri-state area, playing at their tournaments, at their events, and in their shoes.
I think what Nike has done is actually ended up having kind of a stylish approach to taking the theme of Kyrie Irving and how he has changed the game and apply it to the way that they design the sneakers.
Yeah,
I mean, that's been my take on it, you know, kind of like this smooth and rapid transition of him even taking his talents, winning an NBA championship with the Cavs, to moving on, of course, to New York, and kind of how that vibe is in the design of the sneakers. It's pretty cool to see. I'm a big sneakerhead, so
yeah, me too.
It's exciting to see.
Me too, and just even like the details in the Kyrie 5s, whether it's the all-seeing eye, whether it's his culture as far as being a Native American, an American Indian, just everything, you know, just everything that he believes in as far as like spirituality and just, you know, just all the hidden messages in between the sneakers. It's really, really dope that when it comes to a sneaker that's a signature sneaker for a guy like Kyrie Irving, you can absolutely see the influence that he's had on each part of that design. So I think that's really tight.
Starting to see some retired NBA players kind of filing in here. I see Howard Isley across the way.
Oh,
for the New York Knicks.
Yes, sir. I think he was, correct me if I'm wrong, is he still the New York Knicks record holder for most assists in a game? I think it's either him or Chris Duhon, I think.
I'd probably have to see if our research team can confirm for us. I think he didn't have his best days with the Knicks, but he wasn't a bad Knick, no doubt about it.
For sure, for sure.
Definitely remember him from his time in Utah. But, Kaz, let's talk a little bit about our first game. You know, we got a chance to talk some Kyrie Irving basketball here during the halftime. Was excited to see Posh Alexander live up to the expectation of having the big name coming into this game for OSL. And Alexander doing a terrific job offensively, breaking down the defense with the dribble.
Yeah, absolutely. Posh Alexander has been all as good as advertised so far. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. But the guy that I've been most impressed with his all-around game has been Maximus Edwards. Maximus Edwards, aside from his incredible leaping ability, has had a great all-around game so far. 5 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, a huge block shot He's a +4 when he's been in the game. So he's been the absolute difference maker ever since he got in the game. As well as Silas Babatunde, man. He can't teach height. He can't teach 7 feet tall. So that's 7 rebounds, 10 points. It's been amazing for him so far. And I think they're going to keep going to him, making sure that as far as he goes, as long as he's in the game, as long as he's taking care of the paint, I don't see OSL losing this lead.
So both Alexander and Silas Sunday, they tie for the lead in points in that first half with 10 apiece. You get 6 points from Jaquan Sanders, who also was pretty impressive through the first 2 quarters. On the flip side for Blair Academy, leading scorer coming in with 9 points was Collegiate, who we raved about those first 2 quarters as well. You also get 8 points from Kyle Cuff Jr., whose dad was a star at St. John's.
Yeah, Collegiate really got the first highlight of the night when he put it on Silas's head going down the break. But one thing I'm looking at is Jalen Blakes. He's 1 for 7 right now. He was a guy that I looked at as being the difference maker for Blair Academy with 40-ball Breeze sitting out. But I think Jalen's going to get it going. He's got a good head in his shoulders. And I think if Blair has any chance at making this a game, Jalen's got to get it going.
I mean, we mentioned it in the pregame and the lead-up there in the first quarter about how great Blakes is. Playing out of USA basketball. He shoots the basketball well. He's quick. He's a terrific defender, a junior, and being looked at, again, by some really good Big East schools and Ivy League schools. He'll have to step up here in the second half for Blair Academy if they're going to turn this one around and kind of switch things up on OSL.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, Jalen, granted, he's got 5 rebounds. He's doing a lot of things to keep his team in it with the 2 assists and the 1 steal. But the 1 for 7, man, you got a feeling if he at least got 3 or 4 of those easy looks to go, this is a much different looking game at halftime.
The crowd continues to file in as well, and you'll see more and more people throughout the afternoon. I think a lot of people are locked in on the big game tonight, the 6 o'clock game. But I was very excited about this matchup. I think the only thing really missing is obviously 40-ball Bree.
Absolutely, man. Probably one of the most highly touted prospects here that we'll see tonight on the sideline in the walking boot. But if you look at Coach over here for Blair Academy, that's not an excuse. He's still coaching them up, still very intense. He doesn't care if they're missing 5 players. Blair Academy is a very proud program. They put out a lot of NBA players, a lot of great college players, and they're not going to go down swinging.
I mean, we talked about it, about them being undefeated. This could be their first loss of the season, the way that first half had gone. And Bree told me before the game that he wants to be a winner. He said he's the hardest worker. He envisions himself having an NBA caliber career like his father, and you know, he's lanky, but he's smooth. He's got such a terrific ability to leverage his body, Kaz, and that's why I was definitely most excited to see him here in an NBA venue with an opportunity to show his skills, his abilities with the basketball. I mean, he's so tough going straight ahead and driving to the basket, and he scores so well off the dribble. He's got that quality feel for the game. You can tell his father played in the NBA.
Absolutely. He's got that, he's got a little bit of Brandon Roy in his game, man. He's not necessarily the big man that his dad was, but like you said, smooth shooting guard, tough bucket getter, makes a lot of difficult shots, and he's a guy that you could probably see on the next level if all goes according to plan.
So he'll be with Virginia, recently signed. Right now, again, as Kaz pointed out, kind of being a coach and a fan for Blair Academy, and that's what they're going to need from him this afternoon. They need all the support they can get. They trail 42-31 as we start the third quarter. Blair Academy with the first possession of the quarter. Kyle Cuff Jr. comes around the screen, now steps up around the three-point marker. Left-hand dribble.
Now, if you take a look at Kyle Cuff Jr., he changed the sneakers. He changed it to the KD12s, and, you know, basketball players are extremely superstitious. No basket over there, offensive goaltending. But he changed it to his KD12. Maybe he might get it going a little bit in the second half.
Over the tick-tock goes Posh Alexander. Time for the leading scorer, I should say, in the first half. Alexander at the top, penetrates against Collegiate, dishes outside, and Wusu.
Good no call by the ref.
There.
Here comes Jalen on a break, trying to get it going.
Oh, rejected.
My goodness gracious.
Edwards.
Maximus Edwards has had 2 highlight level blocks this afternoon. And I feel like every time he blocks, he's just looking down at the rim. He's got some extremely serious hops.
Gak lost it, Kaz. And a whistle.
Jalen Blakes has had better days, man. He's 1 for 8 so far tonight.
Number 2, Jalen Blakes.
It seems like he's pressing a little bit. Seems like he's trying to take on the, I think he's well aware of how much the team kind of needs him right now to step up. And maybe he's pressing a little bit too much. Posh Alexander with the pass and the lay. Oh.
Tried the jam there. Alexander gets it back. Wusu at the top of the key, guarded closely by Gak. And it goes out of bounds. 1 minute into the third quarter, still 42-31.
A little bit of sloppy play. Start the half down. Jalen Blake's walking over with a bloody lip or a busted tooth, I think. He looks like he's a little,
what a pass from Alexander.
Haven't even looked his way.
Second effort here.
Usually when a player's bleeding, play just kind of stops, but the ref's just kind of letting him go right here. We're going to get a substitution there for Jalen right now.
Max is back in the game, number 35. He's going to Pittsburgh. Stretch 4. Got a pretty good shot and a really good blocker, too.
Absolutely. Big body as well.
And Sanders will be at the charity stripe. 6:52 here in the third. Makes the first. Subbing back will be Carnegie Johnson for Blair Academy. This will be the second free throw shot for Sanders. Rattles it home. Gak will inbound for Blair. There's Michael O'Connell. He'll bring this one up the floor. Back to Gak, number 24. Calls for Johnson and a travel.
So Gak's got to watch his feet when he's going for that handoff.
Back in, Kaz.
Yeah.
So it will be OSL basketball. Alexander inbounds to Jaquan Sanders. Combo guard gives it back to Alexander. Guarded closely here by Kyle Cuff Jr. 6:38 in the third. On the crossover by Posh. Steps up in the lane. Tough right-hander, and he gets it.
Posh Alexander knows there's absolutely nobody in the arena that could guard him today.
O'Connell fires on the left side. Deep three ball, and it does not fall for Dittman.
With the follow and finish.
Nice play by O'Connell.
O'Connell's played a solid game so far this afternoon. He's going to need a little bit more help to cut into this lead. 46-33 right now. OSL.
Wusu with the bounce pass along the baseline. That was intended for Edwards.
I could tell Maximus Edwards was already thinking of Doug before he caught the ball. That happens to these springers sometimes.
O'Connell. Good matchup here with Alexander. Bounce pass on the right side for Kyle Cuff Jr. Jr. comes around the screen, gives it back. Dittman fires for three. That one does not fall. Picked up by O'Connell. Tipped, no good, and Max Amundsen on the rebound.
Posh Alexander through the legs, behind the back.
And Sanders fires on the three.
But still hustles.
Back comes Johnson. Johnson looking to go coast to coast. Can he finish? Rejected from behind. No call. Kyle Cuff Jr. grabs it, puts it back up underneath.
Oh, late whistle right there from the referees. And you just look at Blair Academy, and it just seems like they're just playing a different type of game in OSR right now. They don't seem to have the size that the Bronx school has. They just, every time they get to the rim, it's just been a volleyball game with all the athletes that they have in the front court between Edwards and Babatunde and Wusu, just sending shots into the crowd.
Kyle Cuff at the free throw line. Junior puts it up and makes the free throw. That cuts it to 46-35, so they're still down 11. OSL in the whites. They lead this one. Over the timeline comes Alexander on the left side for Wusu, guarded by O'Connell. Back to Alexander now on the right side for Edwards. Edwards goes strong to the right. And another travel.
You know, I feel like they call that way more on the lower levels than they do in the NBA. I feel like you got a guy like Maximus Edwards who's going to the rim. The NBA refs are going to say, well, we're just going to let that go. We want to see dunks. We're just going to let that go.
Kazim Famuide and Bobby C. courtside here for the Kyrie Invitational, live from the Barclays Center. And O'Connell buries it.
And now we're down to single digits.
Nice jump shot there.
And OSL's going to talk it over. And now we got a game.
46-38, coming up on 5 minutes, 5:02 to be exact here in game one of the Kyrie Invitational live from the Barclays Center. Kaz, what have you seen so far here in the third quarter?
Well, I've seen a lot of discipline from Blair Academy, man. Outside of the slow start at the beginning of the third, they're getting open shots. They're getting to the lane. They just aren't necessarily finishing. On the other side, when it comes to OSL, these guys just physically just manhandling Blair Academy on both sides of the court, whether it's on defense, whether it's on offense. I mean, Posh Alexander knows there's absolutely nobody in the entire arena that could guard him. So when he feels like getting into his bag, getting that in and out, and getting to the rack, there's nothing anybody could do.
So O'Connell puts leather through lace, baby, from the outside. That was a big jump shot here to highlight the early portion of the third quarter.
Huge jump shot by O'Connell. And O'Connell's had a solid game so far, man. He's been making a lot of plays happen, getting some open jump shots, running the team.
Sanders with the inbound into the backcourt for Posh Alexander, heading to St. John's. Local kids staying home. Wusu on the right side, tries to give it back to Posh, stolen away by Carnegie Johnson. Johnson looking to go coast to coast again, stops on a dime inside. And there is O'Connell again.
And now it's a 6-point game. And now butts are getting a little tight right now with OSL.
And there is Alexander as he tries the backboard. Trying to use the fiberglass in the window. Little window shopping here for the holidays.
You know, butts are getting tight over there at OSL. You kind of feel like the more this lead kind of shrinks, you get into Posh Alexander's hands and make him make a decision.
Johnson at the point guard spot, wearing number 10. Dishes on the right side for Cuff Jr. Number 5.
Cuff Jr. with a floater.
Nice play there. Just does not go down for him.
And he gets his own rebound. Gets it underneath. Grabs it between two 6'10/7-footers.
We've got a 6-point game. And Sadiku back in the game, number 11. He will inbound for OSL. They lead by 6 on the right side for Wusu. Strong with the right hand. Silas Sunday draws the double team. Outside for Sadiku. Up top for Alexander on the crossover. Nice play there.
Good pass.
Silas Sunday on the finish.
My goodness, that kid is so polished when he gets to the paint. There's nobody rushing him. There's nobody making him do a move he doesn't want to do. Once he gets you in that bag, it's a wrap.
O'Connell penetrates, dishes outside. Cuff Jr. will spot him from downtown.
Short.
That one's short off the front iron as it clanks. On the rebound was Wusu. There goes Edwards, right side for Alexander. Baseline, good pass inside to Silas Sunday. They can't stop him in the lane.
You know, you can't. It's hard to stop 7-2. And if you look at OSL, they have a distinct height advantage and strength advantage over Blair Academy. And another block shot.
Sadiku, and there is Kolajay, though. You know, you look at Silas Sunday in that first half, he was 5 of 6, all of those shots coming in the paint. The alley.
Sadiku on his head. My goodness.
And Kazim Famuide standing up here courtside. He was energized by the jam.
I get excited.
Johnson dishes outside. Action starting to pick up here in the third quarter between Blair Academy and our savior Lutheran, OSL for short. Our first of 3 matchups here in the Kyrie Invitational. The second year of this event, 2019 Kyrie Invite, live from the Barclays Center. Courtside, Kazim Famuide and Bobby C. I'm the voice on the play-by-play calls. Kaz, of course, with the analysis. And Kyle Cuff Jr. heading to the charity stripe. You know, I'm disappointed in you, brother, because I asked you for some of your followers on social media since, you know, I don't know, I'm not as big time as you.
Oh, stop it, Bobby.
And you refused to give me some of those followers.
You know, I'm going to shout out your Twitter right now. Everybody on Slam and Nike is watching this right now, happily following the legendary Bobby C. If you played any type of hoops in New York and Bobby C ain't call your game, you ain't make it yet.
Nice effort inside, and yeah, I take a lot of pride in doing all these games over the years. Of course, a longtime voice of the Hoops in the Sun Round Ball Classic out at Orchard Beach.
And the purchase.
I'm in the Hall of Fame at Orchard Beach, man. That's a big accomplishment.
As you should. You're the voice of the beach, man. You're the voice of Orchard, bro.
Kind of just tooting my own horn here. But, yeah, I've done plenty of college basketball. And really, like I mentioned before, just love being on the high school circuit and watching so many guys that, of course, will someday be big names in the NBA.
It's still pure here. It's the last time. And I don't want to, be a wet blanket for a lot of people, but it's the last time a lot of these kids are going to have fun with the game. It's the last time it becomes a business, before it becomes a business, before it becomes work, before it's part of your college curriculum, before it becomes any of these things. So high school hoops is amazing. High school hoops, man, it's a different type of enjoyment that I get. Especially you. Shout out to my guy Randy Cruz, who does Hoops in the Sun every single year. But there's just something about high school hoops, man, where you got a feeling, when you're seeing something special, seeing some super future stars.
Wusu sinks the free throw. I mean, look, we mentioned it earlier about how the college game may have changed, and I think it will continue to still be high profile. But you look at a guy like James Wiseman, only ends up playing 3 games at Memphis, and of course he's had a ton of problems. But we saw more of him as O'Connell fires from deep, can't get that one to go down. More of him at the high school level.
Yeah, I got an opportunity to call James Wiseman at the Jordan Brand Classic this past year, and he looked like a guy who didn't necessarily need college. It's almost like when you look at everything going on with the NCAA in college, I don't know why they would make it more difficult for a talent like him to play. They're already going through so many things, and there's already so many opportunities for other players to continue their basketball careers outside of the NCAA. I don't understand why they would go at a guy like James Wiseman or at a great ambassador of the game like Penny Hardaway. It just doesn't make much sense to me. So that's why, a lot of times it's hard to really watch the NCAA with a pure heart like you can with high school basketball.
Edwards knocks down the free throw. Yeah, I saw plenty of these big-name stars, too, having done the Slam Summer Classic the past 2 seasons, and Wiseman played in the first one out at Dyckman Park. Nike's done, I think, so many great things for the game of basketball here in New York City, and this is really a basketball kind of town, Kaz.
Yeah, man. From the Slam Summer Classic to the Kyrie Invitational to the Nike EYBL to Peach Jam, everything, man. Nike has a pulse on the culture of hoops like I don't see many brands have on a certain sport, man. So
I think Blake's might have gotten the memo from you about him not playing particularly well. Jalen Blake's with the score for Blair Academy.
He's got to get busy. It's a close game. It's still a long game. It's 10 points. About a minute and a half left in the third quarter. It's still anyone's ball game, man. And if a guy like Jalen Blake's, who can get hot, gets hot right about now, they can steal this one.
And I think you will see, and again, just to make one more comment about the Wiseman stuff, you will see more players like R.J. Hampton, who played in the Slam Summer Classic, decide to go and play overseas for a year if the rules are the way that they are.
And one! I think he got the memo. I think Jalen got the memo. There's something about seeing your own blood that makes you want to turn it up just a little bit, and I think he's turning it up.
Outstanding
right
move
now
by Blakes as he goes strong to the basket, picks up the continuation. He'll try the conventional style 3-point play as he heads to the charity stripe for one shot. Jalen Blakes making moves here in the third quarter. That free throw is up, and it is good. 3-point play for Blakes. Blair Academy down 55-48, coming up on a minute here in the third quarter. Still time left for this undefeated team to turn things around against OSL out of the BX. Posh Alexander lost the dribble, regains the dribble. And some good defense there, but a whistle, some contact. And it looks like Alexander will head to the free throw line. That foul charge to number 20, Kaz.
Well, you look at Posh Alexander, you know he's not going to pull from deep. Anytime he gets somebody in front of him, he's going to hit you with the in-and-out crossover, get to the paint, and try to dump it off to the big fella or take it himself. So if I'm Blair Academy, I would probably sit back, play the shooters off, and try and make Posh Alexander beat me from deep because he hasn't proven it. Not saying that he can't, but he hasn't proven it so far this afternoon.
Luau Mannion was called for the foul. The first free throw by Alexander is good. The second is as well. Blair Academy down 57-48 on the offensive. Here comes Blakes down the right side.
Step back.
Tough shot, and he gets it. He is heating up here.
He's got it going now. Now the Blair Academy bench is into it, clapping, getting the defense going.
Down 7.
And here we go.
Final seconds of the third. OSL. And
That's good
Silas
defense.
Sunday.
The steal from Jalen. Cross
look at
in
the
and out.
handles.
Behind the back.
No
what
look
a time.
pass.
No
Kyle
look.
Cuff up
Oh!
with the whistle.
My
And
goodness.
Blair Academy on their feet. The bench is fired up.
Jalen Blakes has gotten the memo. Ever since he subbed back in the game, after getting hit in the face, got a little blood in his mouth, spit it out a little bit, put his mouth guard in, and said, it's time to put this team on my back. And I think that's what he's doing right now.
Every basketball team wants to save its best for last, and if you're going to play well, I think it's probably best to play it in the fourth quarter.
Oh, absolutely.
Close out the game strong. Kyle Cuff Jr. knocks down the free throw. O'Connell will return number 3 for Blair Academy. Now down 6. On the floor for OSL is Edwards, number 4. Sunday, number 33. Number 2 is Sanders, 11. Sadiku. And, of course, Alexander, number 5 in the backcourt. Kyle Cuff misses on that first free throw. Excuse me, on that last free throw.
Yes, sir.
Alexander on the left side.
6-point game and a
good
great
defense
steal.
by O'Connell and stolen back
gets
by
it back.
Alexander.
Tripped up.
On the floor for Blair is Carnegie Johnson, number 10. Number 24 is A.K. Gack. Kyle Cuff Jr., number 5. O'Connell, number 3. And checking in will be Colajay, number 21.
You know, this game was in danger of getting away from Blair Academy, but they've answered the
He'll sub in
bell.
for Mannion, by the way, number 20.
You know, this game was in trouble of getting away from Blair Academy, but they've absolutely answered the bell after halftime. Whatever coach told them at halftime, they must have heard it. Whether it's Jalen and Cuff and O'Connell, these guys have absolutely made this back into a game. They may be a little bit undersized, but they're playing with a lot of heart right now, a lot of defense. And we got Posh Alexander, the St. John's commit, at the line for 1-1. And it's short.
But
Big
an offensive
and
rebound by Edwards and a travel along the baseline. So Blair Academy will take over. 24 seconds left. They trail by 6 here in the third quarter. O'Connell on the inbound. This could be the final shot of the third. Cuff Jr. The clock never started, though. So officials will stop it and
well, you hate
check
to
with
see
the
that
table.
With the clock, because it looked like
It happens sometimes.
Looked like he had a bucket right there. No shot clock in high school ball, so they got 24 seconds. They can wait this out, or they can just take it to the cup.
Want to give a shout out to our fans on Twitter, Facebook, and of course Slam Highlights on YouTube. We talked about our social media before, and I wanted to give a shout out to a friend of mine, Stevie Gunn, who's 12, Esteban.
Shout out to Boyd. Is it going to be a 1-on-1, or I think there's a little
He
bit of
always gives
confusion
me
over here
support,
with the
Kaz,
referees?
online,
Yes, sir, as always.
which is
man.
nice.
What's your Twitter name, Bobby? Shout out to the
Just
Twitter
the voice,
name.
Bobby C.
The voice, Bobby C. At Kazim on Twitter. Follow us if you're on Slam Online, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that.
57-51, Blair down by 6, 23.2 seconds to go here in the third. O'Connell fires to Blakes in the backcourt.
Jalen calls for the clear out.
He'll step up.
Step,
16 to go.
Indoors,
In the
good
lane,
pass.
Colajay tries to
There it is.
flush it. The
There it
follow.
is.
And Kyle Cuff Jr.
And we got a 4-point game.
This is
with
what we
6
like to
seconds
see.
left in the third quarter. Oh, and it's loose.
Sunday,
And it's
1 second. And we'll head into the fourth with OSL clinging to a 57-53 lead here in game 1 of the Kyrie Invitational.
Now, Blair Academy, they closed out the quarter real strong. They got all the momentum. Everybody's up. Everybody's clapping. Now we got a game, folks.
Kazim Famuide, and I'm the voice, Bobby C. Courtside, live from the Barclays Center for Slam and Nike.
Yes, sir.
As we collaborate on another Kyrie Invitational, the second year of the event. Branded, of course, after Kyrie Irving.
Yes, sir. Uncle Drew, best handles in the history of the game, man. I mean, it's You know, back in the day, we used to say it's got to be the shoes. But nowadays, it's real easy to see some shoes. You're like, I got to be able to handle like that. I got to be able to play like that. So when you talk about influencing basketball culture, Kyrie Irving's right at the top of that list.
I mean, it's hard for me to believe now after watching Kyrie come up in the sport that he's 27. And I mean, you think about it, he's done just about everything. I mean, 2011 first-round pick, as you mentioned, Uncle Drew fame. He was with the Cavs from 11 to 17. I think everyone will remember that big three with less than a minute to go in Game 7 for the Cavs as they go on to beat the Warriors in the NBA Finals. His time in Boston was short-lived, but I think fans are really excited to see him get rolling with the Brooklyn Nets coming over here in the offseason. I think that's one of the biggest offseasons ever in free agency.
Absolutely, especially for this franchise, man. It's no secret that they want to be the show in New York, that they want to be the team that everybody talks to when it comes to New York City. And they've already shown that they can not just build a team from the ground up, but attract the huge free agents as well. And they've done that this summer. The Brooklyn Nets have a lot of things to be excited about for the future.
And one of them definitely, of course, the six-time All-Star, Kyrie Irving, All-Star Game MVP in 14, Rookie of the Year in 12, even the FIBA Rookie of the Year back in 14. I mean, he's had some incredible career. What I love about him is just an interesting character. I mean, he loves to write, loves to sing.
Yeah.
He's a pretty Renaissance man kind of NBA star.
And I think that's what a lot of these kids should look at the most when it comes to Kyrie. He's more than just basketball. He's more than just a guy who just wants to hoop all day. He has a lot of other, and wow, that's a tough bucket right there.
My goodness.
Jaquan Sanders floating through the lane. But like they said, man, Kyrie Irving has a lot of interest outside of basketball, and it makes you a much more well-rounded individual. And Kyrie Irving is one of the most interesting interviews, talks in all of sports, man. He'll always give you something to talk about, and he's a very deep kid. A lot of things that go in that guy's mind. And, incredible individual.
Sanders knocks down that free throw, Kaz, and he's being looked at again. We had mentioned it a little earlier. I mean, Seton Hall, Hofstra, even Michigan and UMass are some of the schools that he might end up attending.
Well, Michigan's got a great
which program he's going to go to.
Yeah, man. Seton Hall's on the rise, too. I like Seton Hall.
That shot clanks off the front iron, picked up by Wusu on the defensive rebound for OSL. They lead this one by 7. A turnover. And Blake's in transition out of bounds. Last touch by OSL, and it will be Blair Academy basketball. O'Connell will inbound from the sideline. Gak gives it up to Kolajay, number 21. Back to Blake's. He's really gotten hot here in the third quarter. That time tries to fire from deep. OSL trying to slow things down. Wusu will bring it over the timeline.
Now, Blakes has to be careful here. He has 4 fouls. He's got it going right now, but he can't be too aggressive because his team needs him to close his game out.
Sadiku, good defense there by Kyle Cuff Jr., but saved back into the hands of Sadiku for OSL. 12 on the shot clock. He lost it. Picked up by Gak, who gives the pass up to Kyle Cuff Jr. baseline.
Ooh.
More good defense from Jaquan Sanders.
Yeah, if I was Kyle Cuff Jr. right there, you got to give it back to the big man. He's running. You got to get that give and go going. Don't get greedy.
Blair Academy, no look pass to Blake's, who fires. That one no good.
Seems to
Sanders,
cool down after
Wusu.
that third quarter.
He'll take it himself. Can he finish? Oh, tipped in. I think Silas Sunday. But they're going to give the basket to Wusu. I guess Sunday didn't touch it. It looked awfully close. He was there to help him out, though.
Looked real close, but I'll take it.
OSL now leads 62-53. Cuff Jr., 360 spin. Great feed.
Oh, man.
And a near jam by A.K. Gak. And a foul.
Big fella.
Dittman was going to check in, but now he'll relegate back to the other end of the bench for Blair Academy as Gak will head to the free throw line. 6:11 to go here in the fourth. We have started the fourth and final quarter here in Game 1 of the 2019 Kyrie Invitational live from the Barclays Center, the home of the Brooklyn Nets. Today, Nike putting on an extraordinary event with 6 of the best high school teams, including two of the best girls. They're coming up next.
Absolutely.
Two of the best girls programs.
Newman, Goretti, and South Shore coming up right after this game. Seeing them warming up on the side of the court. It's going to be a goodie.
Good to see the girls get a chance to get some shine here at the Barclays Center.
For sure. It's going to be a goodie, man.
That free throw is good.
There we go.
Alexander gives it back to Wusu. Sunday, Sudoku in the corner, and Sanders a bit short, but there is
good follow. Let me tell you something. Blair Academy tried this. Blair Academy tried this full court press earlier in the game. It's not much success, and again they give up a wide open layup. Count the
offensive foul on Dylan Wusu, number 3 for OSL.
My goodness. Kyle Cuff Jr. taking it to the hoop.
Kevin Dittman, number 25, will check in now for Blair Academy. They find themselves down by 10, so a strong start to the fourth quarter for OSL with a chance to knock off the undefeated Blair Academy.
OSL really settled in after that third quarter. Blair Academy had a lot of momentum going. They were really about to turn the tide in this game, and OSL's kind of settled. Oh, and the big steal.
Hands in the cookie jar, and he took it away. The steal by O'Connell and the finish.
It's an 8-point game with about 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
What terrific court awareness by O'Connell as he stepped into the passing lane, took that one away, and deposited that one in the cup for 2.
Oh, baby.
Wusu up on the glass, no good. Lakes, O'Connell now, and the cuff is wide open.
Yeah.
I'll give it an 8.
Big dunk.
Not bad.
The big dunk. I'll give it an 8.5 for the clutch.
Cuff Jr. with the jam.
Game.
Posh Alexander at the top of the key steps up and has it stolen away. Lakes, O'Connell.
Finish.
And the layup.
And it's a 4-point game. O'Connell.
4:40 to go here in the fourth. Things really starting to heat up here in game 1 of the Kyrie Invitational.
Oh, so I was about to talk it over. Blair Academy has cut into a 4-point game. Hashtag cause over self. And that's exactly what Blair Academy has done in the second half. It looked like the OSL was going to run away with it. And with a lot of defense, a lot of these fast breaks, a lot of leaking out on the lanes, Blair Academy has made this a 2-possession game.
You know, you mentioned that motto for the team. They've described themselves as a family. The young fellas talk to us about this whole concept of blood, sweat, tears, and being a band of brothers.
Yes.
And they've been able to stick together here in this game, especially in the fourth quarter as they try to make this comeback and stay undefeated.
Well, here's where all that sounds nice when they're playing on the team, but when you're missing your best player in Bria Abdul-Rahim, a lot of that could really go out the window. But you can tell that this is something that's been ingrained within that organization, within that family, that they do play for each other. They do play for something. They've been diving on the floor. Jalen's got a bloody mouth right now, still going in. And, you know, when it comes to this, you absolutely have to play together when you're missing one of your top players, the 5-star prospect.
And if you are joining us late, 40-ball Bree, of course, the volume scorer himself heading to Virginia, is out with a bone bruise for 2 weeks. He's played role of supporter and coach in this one for Blair Academy. I think this would be an upset for them, even though they are the undefeated team, if they are able to win this one without him.
Absolutely would be an upset for them. Even though OSL, which I think is one of the most underrated programs in the country, Blair Academy's got the history. They've got the pedigree. But
definitely happy to see OSL doing what they're doing this afternoon. I mentioned their head coach, Peter Way. I think he's done an outstanding job. And to have a player like Charles Jones, hard to believe him, man. He's now 44 years old. Having played in the NBA, having played at LIU, Brooklyn, and being the college and NBA star that he would go on to be. He's been a terrific presence for this OSL team on the sidelines. And you can see the coaching staff's done a great job with this team.
You know, half the battle, especially when it comes to these high schoolers, is seeing somebody who's done it before. Seeing somebody who's been through all the trenches, because it's real easy to tune somebody out if they aren't hoopers, if they aren't guys who have played ball before or have been in that situation or been in situations greater than you have. So, especially for a program like this, it's great to see. Charles Jones still doing. Oh, my goodness.
Kyle Cuff
Jr.
He had the jam, and now the left-hander.
The pretty filet layup.
You know, for some of these guys, Kaz, if they don't make it to the NBA, they can say that they've had their moment in an NBA arena. And Kyle Cuff Jr. has had some terrific highlights here in the second half. That play among them.
Jr. again.
Another one. Kyle Cuff Jr. again for 2.
It's a 2-point game. 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Kyle Cuff Jr. has started to heat up.
Edwards now on the right side. Back up top for Posh Alexander. Back to Edwards on the wing. 3:45 to go here in game 1 of the Kyrie Invitational. Edwards in the lane, throws up the left-hander.
That's going the other way.
Offensive foul. Kyle control foul.
Kyle Cuff Jr. doing it on both sides of the court, getting buckets on one end, taking charges on the other, and now Blair can finally tie this game up for the first time since the second quarter.
Jalen Blake's off the inbound from Michael O'Connell. 3:35 to go, fourth quarter. Blair Academy, OSL locked in a goodie. Live from the Barclays Center. Blake's around the screen, in the lane, left-hander. He's good! Oh, Dr. Blake's with a terrific play.
Jalen Blake's has come to play in
We
the
are
second
tied
half.
at 66,
Posh Alexander kicks it out from deep. Pump fake, and that's going to be steps.
And on the turnover, it goes back to Blair Academy. Everything lit right now. It is litty here at the Barclays Center.
This is what I came to see. Nobody wants to see a blowout. Nobody wants to see people lose by 20 points. We came to see a close, contested game from two of the best programs in the area. Great pass, O'Connell! Taking the lead!
Blair Academy!
Great
68-66.
Great extra pass by Luke to get the wide open shot. Maximus Edwards from deep, and that's off. And here comes Jalen on the break. And it
Blake's
looks like
trying to go coast to coast. Can't finish, Kaz.
Rebound, Blair goes up.
Blair Academy
kicks out, and that's going the other way to OSL.
Team standing up, actually blocking us here. We could barely see the action. They're so energized by the fourth quarter.
It's a big game.
So O'Connell finds the mark, and Blair Academy has the lead. 68-66. Alexander.
Oh, he's talking. He's talking. You see him.
Wusu on the left wing, steps up into two-point territory. This will be a shot for the tie.
Short.
Sanders couldn't get it to go.
That's going to stay here. Loose ball foul.
Jaquan Sanders, number 2. 2:27 to play here in the fourth. Blair Academy, the reigning state and league champs, undefeated coming into this one, but playing without their best player.
And coach is going to call timeout for Blair Academy. They're going to talk it over. About 2 minutes, 27 seconds left. Blair Academy has taken the late lead, 68-66, on the backs of Jalen Blake and Kyle Cuff Jr.
I got to tell you, I've been amazingly impressed by O'Connell here down the stretch. His poise, his presence, his athleticism, his playmaking ability has been outstanding. And he's been a strong contributor for Blair Academy in their comeback in the second half.
Well, you know, he's hitting all his open shots, and that's what I said in the first half. Blair Academy is a very well-coached program. They've been well-coached since I was in high school, and they get wide open shots. They just weren't hitting them. So now that they're hitting their shots and they're playing defense, and OSL is starting to get a little bit less discipline on the second half of the game, anybody can take it right now. If I'm OSL, I get the ball in the Posh Alexander's hands, I make him create, and hopefully you get into the big fella, Sabir, or hit one of these shooters, because nobody has proven to stay in front of Posh Alexander so far. So if you give him the ball and let him create, hopefully something good can happen.
You said it, Kaz, cause over self, and you've got Blake's, O'Connell, Colajay, and Kyle Cuff Jr. Those 4 guys have provided stability and balance here in the fourth quarter.
I'll tell you this, once Jalen came off the bench in that second half with that bloody mouth, and then Kyle Cuff Jr. caught that huge dunk in the fourth quarter, this game is completely turned around. The momentum is completely on Blair Academy's side right now. You got the big fella, Madison, shooting 2. And these are big free throws right here, man.
Heading to Pittsburgh,
that looks like it's gonna be
and
short.
That one is a bit short, a little left of the rim. So best he can do is make this a 1-point game.
That's short also. Oh,
And he does.
Good. A lot of arc on that free throw, but 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
67 Blair Academy trying to get the inbound. And Edwards doing a good job on the baseline, keeping those arms up and being active. Now O'Connell
on the break.
up the right side for Blair. Fires the
Kicks it
pass.
to
Blakes
Jalen
fires for three.
It's good!
Jalen Blakes from downtown.
Give me all 3 of those. Jalen Blakes from deep.
Sanders fires back with the triple.
Shaquan Sanders. This is what we came to see. This is what I came to see. I love it.
And ripples the rope from downtown as both teams are just dripping here in the fourth quarter.
It's a 1-point game. Blair Academy 71-70. Jalen again from deep.
And he'll get.
Call an offensive foul on Jalen Blake. Now that's an NBA call. Jalen Blake shot the 3, kicked his leg out a la Reggie Miller, and the ref called the foul on the shooter. You almost never see that in high school basketball.
Under 2 minutes to go. This is the place to be right now. The 2019 Kyrie Invitational, Blair Academy OSL down the stretch here.
Jalen trying to get those 3 free throws or the 4-point play opportunity. Kicked his legs out like he was doing the split, like he was in the Rockettes, and they called him for a foul going the other way. There's a lot of discussion going on with the refs.
1-point game. Blair Academy leading 71-70. And Jalen Blakes, after a disappointing first half, we had mentioned it, he went into the halftime 1 of 7 from the field. He has simply turned that one all the way around here in the third and fourth quarter as he spearheaded the comeback for Blair Academy, along with some terrific play from his teammates. Again, O'Connell's played great. Cuff Jr., Cola J. Been a team effort here for Blair Academy and their comeback.
OSL's gone a long time without getting Posh Alexander the ball. That's a tough bucket right there. It's a big max. O'Connell got the ball. Kyle Cuff Jr.
120
behind the back
to go
to the rack. Kyle Cuff Jr. loses it, gets it back, gets out of bounds, and it's going. It's going. Where's it going?
He's going to be shooting.
Oh, he's shooting.
Kaz. Yeah, foul along the baseline.
It's a 1-point game. OSL up 72-71. Kyle Cuff Jr., a big part of this comeback at the line.
So Gak returns for Blair Academy, number 24. So Johnson is 10, Gak is 24. O'Connell is 3, Cola J 21, and at the line for Blair in the navy and the white trim is Kyle Cuff Jr. Fouled on the play. His team in the lead. They look to extend. Actually, that ties
the game now.
That ties the game. 72 all. This will give them the lead, of course, if he's able to make the free throw.
Something we've buried the lead right here.
And he does not. So it stays tied at 72. And Wusu on the right side for OSL.
Wusu in and out to the rack. Foul.
This will be 2 shots. So Sanders number 2, Alexander number 5, Edwards number 4, Wusu number 3, Amundsen number 35. Those are the 5 on the floor for OSL. Again, tied at 72. And Wusu at the charity stripe.
It's a bad miss right
the opportunities to tie this game up and take the lead, not so easy from the free throw line for both teams.
I said it in the beginning of the game. I said it was going to be a sandpaper tight game, and the free throw line is going to decide who's going to win this one. And for OSL, they missed both. And it's still, the game remains tied with about a minute left in the game.
O'Connell to Johnson, Carnegie Johnson, number 10.
Carnegie Johnson, whoa, almost got some steps
in the corner for Kyle Cuff Jr.
Very good. It's good. Kyle Cuff Jr.
Right through the net from downtown.
Ice in his veins. Big shot.
75-72 now after that 3. Wusu, Sanders. 45 seconds to go. Sanders!
That shot.
That one off the heel. O'Connell on the rebound.
With the rebound.
Blair Academy.
Kyle Cuff Jr. with the ball back, and OSL's got a foul. With 36 seconds left, Kyle Cuff Jr. with an ice water baseline three to take the lead. My goodness, this guy's made big play after big play.
Biggest shot of the afternoon, Kyle Cuff Jr.
My goodness.
And he's got 24 points. This will be a 1-and-1. 36.2 seconds remain in our first of three here from the Barclays Center. Courtside, Kazim Famuide. I'm the voice, Bobby C. Kaz and Bobby C calling out the plays as Cuff Jr. knocks down the free throw. He's got 25 in the game. His team now leading 76-72. Blair Academy came in again undefeated. Looks like they've got a chance, Kaz, to stay that way.
Listen, nothing against Kyrie Irving sneakers, but ever since he changed to some KDs, Kyle Cuff has been a different player in the second half. 26 points for number 5 out of Blair Academy. After being down by almost 15 points in the second half, they've come all the way back to take a 5-point lead.
And they've done this again without Bree Abdur-Rahim, their star player. 36 seconds to go on this one. 77-72. Blair Academy has taken control here in the fourth quarter.
Give me this. On my head. Shout out to everybody from Brooklyn. It's a beautiful day in Brooklyn for some hoops. Place starting to fill up by the minute. Got that pop smoke playing. What you know about that pop smoke, Bobby C? Bobby C, what you know about that pop smoke?
Kaz,
welcome to the party.
This game has been really outstanding. It's easy to just say it's been outstanding. It has been outstanding.
Listen, down by almost 14 points. Blair Academy, it looked like they were going to fold at one point. It looked like OSL was getting whatever they wanted on the other side of the hoop. But as soon as Jalen Bleeks and Kyle Cuff put the team on their back, this game completely changed over. With defense, with big shot making, and with getting to the hoop, Blair Academy is looking to steal one and remain undefeated with about 35 seconds left in this game.
Blair Academy has come up with big shot after big shot here in the third and fourth quarter. And again, their whole motto has been about sticking together through thick and thin. And a lot of teams do have that kind of philosophy, but they are exemplifying that philosophy here this afternoon at the Barclays Center on a big stage in front of a big crowd. Nike putting together this incredible three-game matchup. And it looks like Blair Academy might walk away with the first victory of the afternoon. OSL, they could use a big shot by Wusu here from three. No good. Cola J on the rebound. Shot clock is turned off. Blair Academy going to stay undefeated here, folks.
Yes, sir.
O'Connell.
This is a big win for Blair Academy. Without their main man, Bree Abdur-Rahim, with Jalen Blake fouling out on a questionable offensive foul, it looks like they're going to take this one. Step into the line Johnson, right now.
Carnegie Johnson at the strike, number 10.
My goodness.
He could make it 78 and 79 with a pair of free throws. First free throw is good.
Blair's going to put this one out of reach at the free throw line. And Carnegie Johnson putting the game away for Blair Academy.
CJ from the charity strike knocks it down. 2 for 2. And OSL has gone ice cold here in the final couple of minutes. Blair Academy has been en fuego. Johnson will be fouled, and this should do it. 79-72. Johnson waving to his family in the crowd, and perhaps giving the sayonara symbol.
Trying to get his Dame Lillard on, I guess.
Goodbye, good night.
Waving OSL back. You know, OSL played a really good game for most of the half, but just too much Kyle Cuff Jr., too much Jalen. It's been a good one. It's been a good one right here for Blair Academy.
Johnson looking to make free throws.
These are the type of wins that can carry you for the entire season as well. When you go down in the regular season, when you have other games going down the regular season and you're down by 15, you can look back at this game and be like, remember we were down 15 in the Barclays Center. We can come back from this. So these are one of those games that can carry you throughout the entire season.
And an upset here in game one of the Kyrie Invitational. When you think about it, I know they're the undefeated team, but they come in without their best player. They trail at the half. They struggle a bit early in the third quarter, and then they just simply turn it around, Kaz. What a performance by Blair Academy, specifically big shot after big shot by Kyle Cuff Jr., the son of former St. John star Kyle Cuff.
Yeah, Kyle Cuff Jr. absolutely put the team on his back in the third and fourth quarter. He was solid throughout. He was a plus on every single stat you can look up, and he hit just so many big shots. I can't forget that huge dunk
26 points this afternoon in game one.
26 points. He had a huge dunk that really shifted the momentum from OSL to Blair. And if it wasn't for those big plays, who knows how this game might have turned out.
And it looks like we're going to have a chance to chat with Kyle Cuff Jr. here in the post game. Just a moment. We'll have the star of game one here in the 2019 Kyrie Invite. Kaz and Bobby C courtside, living the dream here at the Barclays Center, like so many of these young men and women this afternoon.
Absolutely. It's not just a dream for these kids on the court. It's a dream for us as well, calling this game and seeing some of these future stars of the basketball world.
Kaz, that was a great first game, man. I mean, seriously, 81-72, the final score. And you see the two stars, Posh Alexander and Kyle Cuff Jr., both sporting the uniform number 5.
Yeah.
They'll pick up some hardware here at the end of game one.
Well, look at Blair sneaking, creeping. Yeah, we love to see that.
And
we love to see that.
Would be proud of this performance by both of these fine young programs.
Whichever school eventually gives Blair, Kyle Cuff Jr. a scholarship, they're getting themselves
a nice player.
Stud, an absolute stud. We're going to get a word with Kyle Cuff Jr. in a minute. Hey, we're going to put some bop in it.
Put some bop in it.
Okay. And this is my favorite part of high school hoops. Some bop in it.
So Kyle Cuff Jr., he's got the moves when it comes to hoops. He's also got the moves, the dance moves, here in the postgame.
Here we go. Whoops. All right. We're going to get a minute. Here we go.
So we're going to get a chance to be joined now by Kyle Cuff Jr., Kaz. A little short on microphones here. Here we go. So, Kyle, first of all, terrific performance. How did Blair Academy find a way in the second half to come back in this one?
Just with toughness. We had to gain rebounds, and we had to help our bigs out. At first, we wasn't helping our bigs out, so the guards had to get back, get up on the glass, and help them out. That's what it was all about. It wasn't me. It was my team.
You know, Kaz and I talked about on the broadcast about how you guys really banded together in this one. Now, of course, you don't have Bree in the matchup. That's a huge loss for any team. How are you guys able to find the right mixture, especially offensively? Because it wasn't just you, but you finished with 26, and the biggest shot of the afternoon, that three. Walk us through that play, too.
Basically, I had the ball in the corner. I saw the big fell on me. He was back, so I was like, let me just shoot it and see if it'll go in, and it went in. And now my teammates was hyped for me, so I got hyped as well.
Now, you got the moves on the court. Kaz was saying you're a terrific dancer, too. You guys were having a lot of fun. What is it like to be able to play at the Barclays Center?
Amazing experience.
Mentioned your sneakers here during the halftime. Tell us a little bit about what happened with your kicks this afternoon.
The kicks weren't bad. I just didn't break them in yet. I broke these shoes in already, so I was like, let me put these shoes in, feel a little bit more comfortable.
Does it mean that you're going to give a little love to Kevin Durant?
Of course.
A little love to Kevin Durant. All right, well, tell us before we close it out about your hardware that you pick up, the nice award. You and Posh Alexander in the post game. And you're the big star of the afternoon. Big shot, big award. You guys stay undefeated, and probably the biggest challenge of the season for you guys so far in OSL.
Picking up that award, I was excited, thankful for it. It wasn't just me getting that award. It was my whole team, and they helped me get that award. It wasn't just me going after it. I had my team making assists and things like that.
Before we let you go, Your father's been a big friend of mine throughout the years. Tell us a little bit what it's like having a dad that was such a great basketball player.
It's been an amazing experience. As I'm a guard, he's a big, so he taught me what he liked, how guards come off his screens and things like that. So that's what I try to get up and look forward to. So I come off the screen the way he would want me to come off the screen because he was a big, so he knows how he likes to roll and things like that. So it's a good thing.
Well, Kyle Cuff Jr., you're doing the name proud. I'm pretty sure your father's very happy to see your performance here at the Barclays Center this afternoon. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Blair Academy undefeated still thanks to Kyle Cuff Jr. and some big shots in the fourth quarter. We'll have more here from the Kyrie Invite. Stay with us.